Dear friends, welcome to Learning About. In this video, I'm going to solve the numerical ability questions from the latest TCS recruitment. Now, this is relevant for the TCS NQT 2023 that's going to happen soon. The TCS ITP, what you call it, or any TCS off campus hiring or even on campus. This numerical ability questions are very much relevant. Okay. Now these questions are taken from the recent first week of August 2022. Okay, to be more precise, on 6th and 7th of August. Okay, so in some of the campuses TCS hiring happened. Okay, so there these questions were asked as a part of the ITP, right? So the test pattern. Okay, now when I say ITP, the TCS NQT 2023 or whatever you call it. Okay, so it is a common, an integrated test pattern for both Ninja as well as the digital role. Okay, so and both the sections are compulsory. There is a foundation section as well as the advanced section. Both are compulsory. And in the foundation section, you have numerical, verbal and reasoning ability, and in the advanced you have advanced quants, advanced reasoning and advanced coding. Okay. As far as our channel is concerned, you will find videos related to numerical and reasoning, and also like advanced quants and advanced reasoning, and also as far as the verbal ability is concerned, so we have a practice platform wherein you can find the TCS verbal questions there. Okay, as far as coding is concerned, so whenever possible, I try to share the coding questions through the Telegram channel. Okay, so this is where you can find the resources. Now in the pattern, in the notification, in the declared pattern, they had mentioned only the time duration. They had not actually mentioned the number of questions. Okay, so I guess if you take numerical ability, for example, so they have asked about like 20 questions. Okay, now this is for the ITP. Okay, so the Ninja and or the TCS NQT, whatever you call it. Okay, if you see BPS and all, the number of questions is slightly different. Okay, so numerical ability in the foundation section 20 questions, and in the advanced quants they are asking about like 10 questions. Okay, now if you have to dig deeper and look at the type of questions, okay, the topics, right? Now in the foundation section they ask questions from time and work, time, speed, distance. Okay, so percentage, profit, loss. So percentage, profit, loss and decimals. Okay, as far as I have seen. Okay, so that conquers most part of it. Okay, and then of course you have questions on ratio, proportion, allegations and mixtures. Okay, in numbers you have like simplification, decimal, fractions, and also questions related to divisibility and remainders, LCM, HCF factors also there. Now series and progression I have not actually seen much, but you get questions on like areas and perimeter, mean, median, mode, even there is a question on range. Okay, so questions are asked based on certs, and then wherein you may have to use some algebraic formula and all that. And see, data interpretation, not data interpretation in the conventional sense. Okay, both in the foundation as well as in the advanced, they had asked a data interpretation question. I mean, I don't know if you can call it actually a data interpretation question. So in both, what happened was they had given a table, and based on the table there is one question. Okay, so I have that one question that was asked here. Okay, so maybe I can call it as a data interpretation question, or you may not agree, whatever it is. Okay, so anyhow, so in that sense, okay, so a table based data interpretation you have. Okay, and in the so if you I have not seen any questions on permutation, combination, probability in the foundation section, but in the advanced section you have questions from permutation, combination, probability. You have questions from inequality. You have questions from equations like quadratic equation, etc. Right? So based on roots and all that, and also you have questions from geometry. Okay, see, all together if you see in the advanced, okay, there are about only 10 questions. Okay, of that 5 questions are very easy. Okay, maybe some 2 or 3 questions are a little on the higher level. Okay, and as far as this is concerned, okay, now the foundation section which I am going to solve out of 20, so in this video I am going to solve only like foundation level numerical ability questions. Okay, 17 to 18 questions are very easy. Okay, so very easy questions, 17 to 80 questions. Okay, so all you need is like a little bit of confidence and a little bit of preparation. Okay, so that will through that you can actually crack the paper. Okay, the only problem here is the time limit. Okay, so as I said, the time limit is very less. Now let's go on to the questions. So again, one more thing before we go on to the questions. Okay, see, in each of the questions, what they give is they give a cautionary note. Okay, it is displayed in almost all the questions. Okay, wherein they mention that this particular question is mandatory for you to attempt, and in addition you cannot revisit this question. So please take care not to navigate to previous or next button. Simply said, okay, you cannot go back to the previous question. Okay, so you cannot go back to the previous question, right? So that mark for review later and all, it is not possible here. Simply said, you cannot go back to the previous question. So whatever the question that you see, you have to make an attempt then and there, and then you have to move on to the next question, right? Now let's start with the first question. So first question is a very simple time and work question. So here there are 200 workers and they can finish a task in 75 days. Okay, so what we can write is that the total work done involves 200 people working for 75 days. Okay, so how much is that particular total? Now forget about that for a moment. Now this is the total work to be done. Now what happens? These 200 people, they are working only for 45 days, and for unforeseen circumstances 120 workers leave the job. Okay, so after 45 days 120 workers leave the job means how many days are remaining? 30 days are remaining. Okay, and so how much work will be left out? 45 days of work is over and 30 days of work for 200 people is left out, right? So this is the remaining work. The remaining work is 30 days of work for 300 people, that much is remaining. Now how many people are there? Out of 200, 120 people have left. So how many people are remaining? Only 80 people are remaining. So this work, okay, this work has to be done with 80 people. Okay, now how many days it will take? Now that's the question. Okay, now, to be precise, they should have specifically asked the total number of the remaining number of days required to complete the task. Probably they could have put that way. Okay, but they have not given it that way, right? So but here they are actually asking for the remaining number of days only. Okay, from the options you can actually guess. Okay, so we have to solve this. Now 0 and 0 gets cancelled. Okay, now 8 200, it is like 25 times. Okay, so now n is equal to 75 days. Okay, 75 days. So earlier they had worked for 45 days with 200 people. Now 30-day work for 200 people is left out. Now that will be solved in 75 days with the remaining 80 people because 120 people have left. Okay, so first question, answer option C, 75 days is the answer, right? Now we'll move on to the second question. Now second question, so you can say it is a percentage based question. So they are given aggregate marks of Kamal and Bimal in the test were 1392 and 1216. If the difference in their percentage was 11, then like what was the total mark? Okay, so now Bimal got 1392. I'm sorry, Kamal got 1392 and Bimal got 1216. Now what is the difference? The difference is 176. Okay, so 11% of the total, 11% of the total is this 176. So what will be the actual total? So 11% is 11 by 100. So 11 by 100 of total is 176. The moment you look at 176, you know it is a multiple of 11. Okay, so 16 times. So the total is 16 into 100. 1600 is the total marks. That's answer option A for the second question, a very simple percentage based question. Now the third question, area of a square and a rectangle are equal. Okay, so let me write it down first. Now area of a square, you can write it as A square. Alright, now that is equal to area of a rectangle, so that is L into B, and it is also given that length of a rectangle is greater than the length of any side of a square by 3 meter. Okay, so which means L is equal to A plus 3, L equal to A plus 3, and then the breadth is less by 2 centimeter. So B is equal to A minus 2, right? Now the question is, what is the perimeter of the rectangle? Okay, so what they are asking is we have to find it. Perimeter is 2 into L plus B, is what we have to find out. Okay, so we have to find the value of 2 into L plus B. Now this is a very easy question to solve. So A square is equal to L into B, right? So L is A plus 3 and B is A minus 2. So we get A square is equal to, now A plus 3 into A minus 2 would be A square, right? A square minus 6 plus A, that is 3A minus 2A would be A, right? So A square and A square gets cancelled, so you get A equal to 6. So side of the square is 6. Now that means length would be 6 plus 3, 9. Here it will be 6 minus 2, 4. Okay, so 9 and 4, it's the length and breadth. So 2 into 9 plus 4, that's 26. Answer option A, 26 is the answer for the third question. A very simple question. I have not used any shortcut. Okay, so just whatever is given, I've just written it as it is and then I've got it. Okay, now if you are maybe good with numbers, maybe you couldn't directly guess and proceed. Otherwise, I think this method is fine. Okay, only thing is that writing you have to do it quickly. Now question number 4. So we are asked to find 8 1/3 percentage of the greatest possible number, which divides 3601 and gives a remainder of 1, and divides 4809 and leaves a remainder of 9. Okay, so in a sense it's a percentage question, in a sense it's a divisibility question, in a sense it's an application of HCF. Okay, so it depends on what is your approach or whatever you know. Okay, so it is based on that. So we can go for multiple approaches. Okay, but the moment you look at these numbers, right, so when you say 3601, you are dividing by a number n and leaving a remainder of 1 means 3600 is exactly divisible. Similarly 4809, you are dividing by n and you are giving a remainder of 9 means 4800 is exactly divisible. Okay, now 3600 and 4800, okay, now the greatest number that is exactly divisible, okay, now that will be like 1200. That's very easy to predict because the 00 and 00 anyhow is common. Now between 36 and 48, what is the HCF? The highest common factor. What is the HCF? 12. Okay, so 1200 is the number that is the HCF, that is the common factor for 3600 and 4800, and in other words 1200 is the number that will leave a remainder of, that is the highest number that will leave a remainder of 1 for when you divide by 3601, and when you divide by when you divide 4809 by 1200, it will give a remainder of 9. That's the greatest number possible. Okay, similarly, like any factor of 1200 will do that. Okay, so but anyhow that's not relevant to this question. The highest number is 1200. Okay, so we have come to that. Now the second part involves percentage. Okay, so now 1200 is fine, but they are asking for 8.33 percentage of, or 8 1/3 percentage of 1200. Okay, so 1200 into 8 1/3 in terms of percentage. If you have to write, you have to write it as 25/3 into 100 because it is percentage, right? So now after that, if you simplify, you get 4 into 25, 100. Answer option A, 100 is the answer for this question. Okay, having said that, see, there are again, if you refer to my percentage video, right, so the link I have provided in the description below. Now that's a very useful video to solve the percentage problems, though whatever like the basics required for a particular question I'll be discussing here along with the question, but it will be still will be good for you if you if you check that video, and it's a very small video, right? I've not solved many questions there. Okay, so just to explain the concept, so it will be very useful if you look at that. Okay, because therein I discuss the popular fractions. Okay, I discuss the popular fractions. Okay, so now when I say 8.33, when I say 8.33, you should know it is 1/12. Okay, now if you know that it is 1/12, the moment you get this 1200, you can mark the answer and move on. Because what is the problem with this TCS paper? The only problem is the time factor. Okay, so you're given a very short time. Okay, so maybe I don't know what is the law, the reason why they are doing this, because they almost used to give like double this time earlier, but they are giving like very short time now, right? Almost half the time only they're giving, right? So within that time, how to solve? Now only if you know these tricks, okay, you can solve it quickly. Okay, so answer for the fourth question is answer option A, 100. Now the fifth question, right? So this is what I was saying as a data interpretation question. Maybe you can say it is not a data interpretation question and all that. So here basically what they have done is they have given you a data or a set of numbers, right? And a very simple question, only one question is asked. What is given here is 5 subjects mark of 6 students is given, right? Now the marks are expressed in percentage. What you see in the individual cells, okay, they're all percentage. For example, this 66 is 66 percentage, 58 is 58 percentage, okay, right, like that. Now, so 6 students and 5 subject marks are given. Now the question is only about the average marks in Hindi, okay. So it is not percentage, it is the average marks in Hindi. That's the only question, right? Now another important aspect of this question is that there is no answer choice for this, okay. So among the 20 questions, right, most of these questions have answer choices, but some of the questions, right, probably like 3 to 4 questions, okay. So some of the candidates I know, they got those questions like towards the end, okay, but I don't know, it could be a mix. Now in that, so in this question you have to enter the answer, okay. So you so in all the other questions you have in the multiple choice questions you have the radio buttons, okay, wherein you have to choose any one of the right answer, okay. But here you have to enter. Now and it is also given clearly, what you see in the red is the instructions that is provided there, okay. So they have clearly written. Now when you have to enter only the number, you should not enter that rupee symbol, percentage symbol, kilometer, meter per second, all that is not required, okay. So only the numerical value you have to enter, okay. So what I need here is the average marks of Hindi. Now as I said, this is percentage. So either what I can do is I can convert this into marks, right? Now when you say 78 percentage, now Hindi they have conducted only out of 50, okay. Now what is 78 is out of 100. So out of 50, I mean what is given as out of 100, if you want to convert it to out of 50, you have to just make it half. So which means you make it 39, you make it 40 and so on. Otherwise what you can do is, right, otherwise what you can do is you just total it up, okay. You total all the 6 numbers, okay. So let me probably add it up here. So 8 plus 6 is 14, 14 and 4 is 18, 22 and 30, and 3 plus 8 is 11, 18, 25, 33, 41 and 48, okay. So what you have got is like 480, and so 480. Now that's not the actual value. The actual value is 240, half of it, okay, because the marks were conducted only out of like 50, okay. The marks they have secured is, so this 480 is actually percentage, okay, out of 100, okay. So the actual marks they got is like 240, right, 240. Now what is the question asked? The question asked is average marks obtained in Hindi, average marks obtained in Hindi. So 240, there are 6 people, so we know average is equal to total by n, okay, sum by n or total by n, whatever, okay. So that's the formula. So 240 by 6, 40 is the answer. So using the virtual keyboard or whatever, you have to enter 40 here, you have to enter 40 in the box, right. Now let's move on to the next question. Number 6, it's a question on time, speed and distance. Now please remember, whatever questions you are seeing on the screen, these are like actual questions. At the same time, far more easier questions were asked in each of these topics, okay. So please do remember that, right. So here in this question, Rakesh goes to school at the speed of 20 km per hour and he is yet late by 30 minutes. Now if he increases the speed by 5 kilometers, even then he is late by 10 minutes. Now we have to find the distance between the school and the home, right. Of course, in the conventional way we can write equations and solve, which I don't want to do right away. I'll go for a shortcut, what people call it as the product constant rule. We can use it here. So I have a shorts video on a product constant rule, so those of you interested can look at it. Now what is this product constant rule? Let's say you have product of two numbers a and b, you get a product c, and let's say that c is a constant, right? Now an increase in the change in a, okay, the change in a, delta a, if you can write it in the fraction like 1 by x, then delta b will dip by 1 by x plus 1. They are inversely proportional, right? So if one increases, other will decrease. If one decreases, other will increase, right? Now if we use that here what happens? The change in speed is increasing, right? It's increasing by how much? 5 kilometers upon 20, right? In that case, the time will come down. Right? So increases 5 upon 20 is 1 by 4. So the time will come down by 1 by 5. So the change in time is 1 by 5. So that 1/5 of time, the change in time, that's the 20 minutes. From where did I get the 20? This 30 minutes. In the first case, he is late by 30 minutes. In the second case, he is late by 10 minutes. That means he has saved 20 minutes. Okay, so this is the delta t. The change in time is that 1/5 of time, that's 20 minutes. The 20 minutes, better I'll write it in terms of hours. Okay, 20 minutes, I'm writing it in terms of hours. So 1/5 of t is equal to 1/3 of an hour. So time taken is equal to 5/3 of an hour, right? Now what we need is distance. Distance is equal to speed into time. Speed is 20, right? Now 20 into 5 by 3, 100 by 3, that's 33.33. Now I called it as a shortcut. Okay, now I'm taking this much time, then how can I claim it as a shortcut? See, the moment you know the method, this question becomes very easy, right? Because I have to explain, okay, to some of us, like, who are not aware about this method, I took so much time. Otherwise, how would I have solved this question? See, 30 minutes late and 10 minutes late, so he's saving 20 minutes, and that 5 kilometer increase is what? 5 upon 20 is 1 by 4. So all these calculations I'll be doing in my mind. Okay, so that 1 by 4 increase, the other side will be 1 by 5. That 1 by 5 is like 20 minutes. Okay, so the actual time will be like 100 minutes. Now 100 minutes in terms of hours, that will be like 5 by 3, and 20 into 5 by 3 will be 100 by 3, and 100 by 3 is 33.33. So without writing even a single step, I can get the answer. Not just me, like anyone can get the answer for this question. Okay, so the question is over. Now if suppose some of you are curious, or you are not comfortable with the constant product rule that I said, okay, then right, I'm not going to completely fully solve it. Okay, I'll just give a suggestion. Now, so distance, speed into time equal to distance, that relationship that we'll use here. So 20, the time taken will be, see, the actual time taken. Now this t and in my earlier method, what the t I used, both are not same. Okay, so let me write it as ta, that's the actual time, plus 30 minutes. 30 upon 60 is equal to 25 into ta plus 10 by 60, right? So here you have to solve for the actual, time. Okay, so ta you will get. Now to this ta you add 30 minutes. Okay, that is you add half an hour, and then you multiply by 20, you will get the answer. You will get the same answer, right? So anyhow, I don't want to go for the conventional equation method as far as this question is concerned. So for the question number 6, the answer is answer option A, 33.33. Now next question, it's a very simple question, but but these kind of questions are also asked. That's why I added this, because you see, if it is a direct average question, all of us will answer. But when it involves so sigma dx and all that, okay, so some of you might think it's a tougher question and all that, but it's a very easy question. It's a formula based question. So not just mean. So there were also questions on range, etc. So you usually even in last year, okay, so mean, median, mode, range, these kind of questions you can usually expect in the TCS Off Campus. Okay, so in this time I remember seeing questions related to mean and range, right? So range, it's a difference between the largest and the smallest. Okay, whatever. Now here, see, the average formula we know, right? So average is equal to like the total by n or whatever, right? Now here, as far as this particular question is concerned, the formula is, okay, assumed mean. Okay, so A is the assumed mean plus sigma dx. Okay, sigma dx by n. Now what is the sigma dx? That is the deviation. Okay, that is the deviation of items from assumed mean, which is like x minus a, right? Deviation of items from assumed mean, and n is the number of items. Okay, it's a very simple question. In fact, you can directly straight away mark the answer. The assumed mean is 343 plus the deviation is like 47 by 376. Now by now we know these two must be related. Yes, they are related, 1 by 8. So we know 1 by 8 is 1.125. So 343.125. Answer option D is the answer. 1 by 2 we know it's 0.5. 1 by 4 we know it's 0.25. So 1 by 8 is 0.125. So 343.125 is the answer for question number 7. Now 8th question is a profit, loss and discount question, right? So here again lot of simple questions were asked. Okay, now this is actually a simple question. Only problem is the calculation is little lengthy, right? So here you have a tennis racket, you put a markup on that. After that you are giving a 10% discount, you get a 26% profit. Instead of a 10% discount, you offer an additional 5% discount. Okay, what will be the selling price? That's the question here. Now so to understand, though all of you know the basics, okay, I'll just add. See, you have markup, I'm sorry, you have a cost price, you have a cost price, you put a markup on this, you put a markup on this. Now that becomes a marked price. Okay, what you see on the tag, okay, that's the tag price or the list price or the label price, that's the mark price, and you offer a discount on that. A discount is offered always only on the mark price. After that it becomes the selling price. The other way, if you look at it, cost price, a profit or loss. In this question it is only profit, so a profit or loss, that becomes the selling price. Now this is the relation. Okay, so LHS equal to RHS, this is what I'm going to use, right? That's one. The other one is 10% discount using multiplying equivalent relation. Sorry to time and again say, asking you to refer to my percentage video. Okay, that will be really useful for this question as well. A 10% discount, you can write it as 0.9. A 20% discount, you can write it as 0.8. A 30% discount, you can write it as 0.7 and so on. Similarly, a 10% profit, you can, when I say discount, 10% loss or discount, they're all same, right? Or depreciation, you can write it as 0.9. Similarly, a 10% increase or 10% profit, you can write it as 1.1. A 20% profit, you can write it as 1.2 and so on, right? So here, a 10% discount on mark price is equal to a 26% profit on cost price. If you simplify, okay, 126 is, if you take 9, 126 is like 14 times. So mark price is 1.4 of cost price. So markup is 40%. So 40% is the markup, right? That's one side. The other side, if you see, so instead of giving 10%, if they give another 10%, another 5% discount, so you have a relationship, successive discount formula. If you offer two discounts of x and y, then the total discount is x plus y minus xy by 100, right? Now 10 plus 5 minus 10 into 5 by 100, that's 15 minus half, that's 14.5. Now if you are someone like me who are not who is not comfortable with formula, then you can even directly take it. Like for example, if you take 100 rupees, 10% discount is 90, a 5% discount on 90 is 4.5, so 90 minus 4.5 would be 85.5. okay, so that way also you can write. Now what is the new selling price? Now the new selling price, okay, new selling price would be, you have to offer a 14.5% discount. A 10% discount, after 10% discount you write it as 0.9. After 14.5% discount you can write it as 0.855, or you can write it as 85.5% into, right, into 1.4, okay, 1.4 into the cost price, that's 3900, that's 3900. So this two will go on. So only this calculation is a time consuming one. Okay, 85.5 into 1.4 into 39, if you do this calculation you will get 4668.3. okay, so they're asking for like an approximate value. Answer option A, 4668 is the answer for question number 8. Now question number 9, it's a mixtures and alligation question, right? But the trick here is, instead of giving the actual number or fraction, they have given in terms of percentage. That also like not so easy percentage. Okay, now these are like actual numbers I've used as it is. So first, like before we solve, let's look at the alligation method basics. Though all of us have learned this in the school days, I'll just like quickly give a brush up here. Now you have two items A and B. The value or the cost of A is small a and value or the cost of B is small b. Now you mix them together, you get a value, you get a mean value m. Now difference between m and b, you write it here, and the difference between a and m, you write it here. Now the ratio in which these two items are mixed is given by m minus b by a minus m. Okay, now this is the alligation basic. Now you also need to know percentage basics. Now as I said, okay, referring to my earlier percentage video will be really useful here. See, you have to know some of the popular percentage. For example, like 1 is 100%, 1 by 2 is 50%, right? 1 by 4 is 25%, and so on, and also the vice versa. Okay, so similarly 1 by 7 is 14.28%, 1 by 8 is 12.5, and so on. Okay, we saw in one of the earlier questions 1 by 12 is 8.33, and so on. Okay, now 1 by 13 is 7.68, and so on. Okay, now why am I referring to 1 by 7 and 1 by 13 here? Now let's come to this question here. You have A, B and the mixture. Now B cost 91 is given. The mixture cost in A, they are given in terms of fraction. They have given in terms of like percentage. So A is equal to 69.23% of 69.23% of 91. Okay, and similarly like mean value also they have given like 122.22% of A. This is what they have given. Okay, now 1 by 13 is 7.68. okay, now what you have here is 69.23, right? So 9 by 13. Okay, now 9 by 13, if you see, that will be like 69.23. So you take 9 by 13 of 69.23% is 9 by 13. 9 by 13 of 91, right? That will be 63. So 63 is the cost of A. Now 122.22, right? Now when you have something like this 22.22 and all, right? Now what is first of all 11.11? What is 11.11? Right, that's 1 by 9. That 1 by 9 is 11.11. So when you say 22.22, that will be like 2 by 9, right? Now when you say 122.22, that will be like 1 plus 2 by 9, that will be like 11 by 9. So 11 by 9 of 63, 11 by 9 of 63, that will be 11 into 7, 77, right? The difference is 14. Here also the difference is 14. So what does this mean? A by B is equal to 14 by 14. So A and B are mixed in the ratio 1:1. So here it's given that type A rice is 19 kg. So if they are mixed in the ratio 1:1, they are mixed equally, right? So if type A is 19 kg, then type B is also 19 kg. That's answer option A for question number 9. Now question number 10. Now first it looks like a volume based, like a cylinder volume based question. Of course we need to know the cylinder volume formula here, but it is not a cylinder, it's not a volume based question. It is a HCF based question. Okay, the highest common factor. So the question says there are 3 cylindrical containers. Okay, all of them have the same height of 140. So first of all, volume of the cylinder we know pi r square h. So it's 140 centimeter is the height, and the radius is like 35, 45 and 55, and so each of these you want to fill with water using a 4th container whose height is 7 centimeter. Now what can be the maximum radius of the 4th cylinder, so that each cylindrical vessel can be exactly filled using the completely filled fourth cylindrical vessel. Now usually they ask for these questions, but it's more like direct one, okay, more like direct one they ask, right? They don't ask in terms of like volume and all, probably they ask in terms of liters, okay. But here anyhow it's not a very difficult one. So first of all, volume is volume for the three containers, okay. So one, what is common we know, the pi I'll write it as it is, pi into 140 into 35 square is the first one, okay. And the second one, pi into 140 into 45 square. And the third container, it is like pi into 140 into 55 square, right? Now each of this, that is where you have like three different size of container, okay. So you have one container like this, another one bigger, another one bigger, and much bigger, and all that. Now what you have is a fourth container, which is a small container, right? Now you are going to basically fill this small container completely, and then number of times, n number of times, okay, x number of times you're going to fill the first one, y number of times you're going to fill the second one, z number of times you're going to fill the third one, right? So number of times that you fill may be different, but every time you fill, the fourth container should be full of water, and after the x number of times the first container should be completely filled, after y number of times this should be completely filled, and after z number of times this should be completely filled, okay. So that's why I said this is a highest common factor. It should be like common, okay, it should be like common, but at the same time highest, okay. So you right now, what is the volume of the fourth one? Fourth cylinder volume is pi into 7 is the height, into r square is what we don't know. Now r square is what we have to get is, should be, okay, now it should be in such a way that it is common for, it should be in such a way that it is common for all the three. It should be common for all the three, right? So now anyhow pi and pi is cancelled for all the three, the pi and pi is cancelled, okay. And then 7 and 140, though I am just doing it for only one, it is common for all, okay. Okay, so 20 common for all. Now after that, what is left out? Now here you have 35 square, here you have 45 square, here you have 55 square. Now if you take the 5 square outside, you have 5 square into 7 square. Here you have 5 square into 9 square. You have 5 square into, of course this 20 is there, okay, this 20 into 5 square, 20 into 5 square into 11 square. Now 7 square, 9 square and 11 square, there is nothing common, but what is common is 20 and 5 square is common for all the three containers, okay. So 20, 5 square is 25, 20 into 25 is 500, okay. So that 500 is common. Now that's the maximum volume, okay, this can accommodate, right? So r square, r4 square is 500, so r4 is equal to 10 root 5, that's answer option B for question number 10, answer option B for question. Now question number 11. Now this we can call it as a search based question, but this also involves algebraic formula, right? So a couple of basics here. When you write minus minus, okay, in the power, so we know like a power minus 2 means it's 1 by a square. This basics we know, and of course we need to know the a plus b whole cube, a plus b whole cube formula. So a plus b whole cube is equal to a cube plus b cube minus, plus 3a square b plus 3b square, b square a, right? So now when if a is this value, and if I have to write cube, now that means the whole cube, so this 3 and 3 will get cancelled. What we get is 4 plus root 5, okay. Now that's the first term in this. Now next will be b cube. Now b, similarly if you take whole power 3 for this, what will be left out is 4 plus root 5 whole power minus 1. So that means this will be like 1 by 4 plus root 5. Now that will be the second term, right? Now we have to write 3a square b. Let me write a square b first. Now a square b means 4 plus root 5 square, okay, into b. What is b? 1 by, 4 plus root 5 square means 4 plus root 5 power 2 by 3, 4 by 5 whole power 1 by 3. Now if you simplify this, right, if you simplify this, you will get 4 plus root 5, right. So you get 3 into 4 plus root 5, that's the third term. Similarly, you will get 3 into 1 by 4 plus root 5, that will be the fourth term. Okay, now this is the whole a cube, a plus b whole cube. Now if you look at carefully, now this term is a and this term is b. So what effectively we have is 3a plus b, which is 3x, right. So if we further simplify, 4 plus root 5 plus 1 by 4 plus root 5 plus 3x. Now if I have to continue, that's, now this part is x cube. Now then I have to write minus 3x and minus 2. So 3x and minus 3x will get cancelled. We have minus 2. Now how do I proceed further? Now this, let me try to address this 1 by 4 plus root 5. Now this 1 by 4 plus root 5, I can write it as, okay, just multiply by 4 minus root 5 and 4 minus root 5. So what you will have is 4 minus root 5 by 16 minus 5, 11. Okay, so you have 4 minus root 5 by 11. So finally what you will have, 4 plus root 5 plus 4 minus root 5 by 11 minus 2, right. Now if you solve this, you will get this answer option D. You will get answer option D. That's the answer for question number 11. Okay, so probably this is the only lengthy question in the whole set that I saw in the 20 questions. Okay, all other questions are quick to solve, and most of them are very easy without even writing any rough work. Also you can answer that. That is how most of the questions were, right. Now question number 12. Now for this, I'll better go for a short formula. Okay, now if you are preparing for these exams, okay, the placement exams or competitive exams, okay, so the short formula for this. Now here they are giving the difference between compound interest. Actually, again, as I said for the previous questions, okay, see, there were direct questions on simple interest, there are direct questions on compound interest, that anyhow you're going to solve, because the formula that anyhow you're going to solve. Okay, so some of you might be struck up when it comes to questions like this. That's why I wanted to give an exposure to this particular question. Okay, now this particular question, how do you solve it? Now the ratio of difference between the compound interest and simple interest for 3 years and 2 years. Okay, now this 35 by 11, now in terms of formula, this can be written as R% plus 3. Okay, what was the rate of interest plus 3? Now this is 35 by 3. So R plus 3 is 35 by 3. Okay, R plus 3 is 35 by 3. So R is equal to, 35 by 11, I'm sorry, 35 by 11 minus 3 would be 2 by 11. So 2 by 11 is the fraction. So in terms of percentage, it will be like 2 by 11. In terms of percentage, it will be like 200 by 11. If you have to express in terms of percentage, you have to multiply by 100. So that will be like 18, 2 by 11. That's answer option C is the answer for this question. Answer option C is the answer for the question, right? Now, if you have to see how you got that, if you are curious, so I'll just give you a formula kind of a thing which you can backtrack and proceed. Okay, so maybe in the Telegram channel or somewhere I can share these formulas. Okay, so the difference between CA and SI for 2 years. See, first year there is no difference between CA and okay, that's actually 0. Now when it comes to the second year, the difference between compound interest and simple interest, now that's equal to PR square by 100 square, where P is the principal, R is the rate of interest. Now as far as the third year, okay, the difference between CA and SI for the third year, now that will be like PR square into R plus 300 by 100 cube. Okay, so these are like formulas. If you're preparing for the exams continuously, you might know this, but you don't have to actually mug up these. Okay, if you want, you can even calculate this on the spot as well. But for this particular question, I thought this r plus 3 is useful. So answer for the 12th question is 18 2 by 11 percentage, right? Now question number 13 is a very simple question. With this, we have come to the last question, though there are 20 questions. Okay, I've just taken a sample in like each topic. Okay, now this is, though they're talking about mixture and all that, this has got more to do with like fractions. So what is happening is, first like a full container. Okay, a full container, there is one full container is alcohol. Okay, one full container is alcohol. Now 1/3 of that is taken, 1/3 of that is taken. So now we have like 2/3 alcohol, 2/3 alcohol, and then the remaining 1/3 will be water, remaining 1/3 will be water. Now after that, what happens, half of this is taken. Okay, after that half of this is taken, right? Now that means 1/3 is taken out. Okay, half of this 2/3 is, half of this 2/3 is 1/3. Okay, so 1/3 is taken out, and that is also replaced with water. Okay, so now we have only 1/3 alcohol, right? Rest of it is like water. Okay, we just have, now after that what happens, 5/6 of whatever is there is taken out. Okay, so this, what will be like 5/6 of this 1/3. Okay, I mean 5/6 of 1/3 is taken out, and what is left out will be like only 1/6. Okay, if 5/6 is taken out, only 1/6 will be left out. Okay, so what will be left out finally, 1/18 only is left out. Only 1/18 of the alcohol is left out, remaining everything is water. Okay, so what is 1/18 in terms of percentage? 1/18 into 100, that would be like 50/9. That's 5/9 percentage. That's answer option B for question number 13, right? Now, so with this we come to the end of this video. I hope this video was useful to you. If you like this video, please click on the like button and share it with your friends who may need it. Now if you have any difference of opinion in the questions, like in the method that I've used, or maybe the answers, you can share it very well, because the exams happened on 6th and 7th. Okay, so the moment I mean, whatever the questions I could gather. Okay, so the most of these questions, okay, even if you Google, these questions are not there. Okay, so I have not actually to be very frank, I have not actually verified the answers and all that. I know, I mean, I've verified it personally, but there is no a particular source, okay, an internet source or somewhere, okay, or in a textbook or somewhere where I can confirm the answers. Okay, the types are there, okay, but the particular numbers are not there. So in case if you found like any difference of opinion in what I have solved, okay, you can share. Other than that, if you have any queries, okay, so you can either ask through our discussion channel, or maybe in the Insta you can connect, or maybe in the comment section here you can whatever is your difference of opinion, okay, or you have any questions that you want me to solve, right? I'll try my maximum to solve and give the answer like within the possible time. Thanks for watching the video. All the best for your exams. Thank you.